2023 presidential election may go into rerun with the emergence of Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and candidates of the new Nigeria People's Party Rabiu Kwakwanso. A delegation of United States-based National Democratic Institute and International Republican Institute said on Friday. According to them, the 2023 elections would be a departure from some of the political dynamics that defined previous polls in Nigeria. The delegation of the NDI and IRI, which visited Nigeria from July 13 to 22nd and led by Secretary of State for Ohio, Frank Laros, stated this while presenting its first joint pre-elections assessment statement to journalists in Abuja. The institute, which described Obi and Kwakwanso as a viable third forces, said their emergence as presidential candidates for the 2023 election has excited many young Nigerians. They said that if a third force draws a sufficient support, and runoff presidential election could be a real possibility for the first time since the transition to democracy, adding complexity to the 2023 elections. While maintaining that the 2023 elections present a significant opportunity to consolidate Nigeria's democracy, the organizations observed that the 2022 Electoral Act enjoys a wide stakeholder support and has elevated public confidence in the commitment of the Independent National Electoral Commission to deliver democratic elections in 2023. The statement read in part, the 2023 elections are a departure from some of the political dynamics that defined previous polls for the first time since 2007. The presidential election will be an open contest with no incumbents. The ruling All Progressives Congress selected former Lagos Governor Bola Tinubu and its flag bearer former Vice President and 2019 presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar will contest on the ticket of the People's Democratic Party. However, the emergence of Peter Obi, former Anambra State Governor and presidential candidate for the Labour Party, and Rabiu Kwakwanso, former Kano Governor and presidential candidates for the new Nigeria People's Party, as viable third forces has excited many young Nigerians. If a third force draws sufficient support, a run-off presidential election could be a real possibility for the first time since the transition to democracy, adding complexity to the 2023 elections. The document also said that the 2022 Ekiti and Osun governorship elections, the first elections held since the electoral law was passed, demonstrated the positive impacts of initiatives implemented by INEC since 2019 to improve results transparency. Such measures included the introduction of the INEC results viewing portal and elimination of voting points, and adoption and proper configuration of the bimodal voter accreditation system for voter accreditation, which has quickened the voting process and reduced tensions in polling units. The recent surge in voter registration numbers and increased voter turnout in the 2022 Osun polls, especially among young people, point to a renewed interest in political participation among Nigerians. However, there are questions about whether the 2022 Electoral Act will be fully implemented and whether political parties will take advantage of this increased enthusiasm to engage Nigerians on issues that matter to them. There are also questions about whether these new technologies, IEV and BVAS, will perform at the same level when scaled up for the national elections, the organization said. The institute said while there had been some positive changes since the 2019 election, stakeholders with whom its delegation met expressed concern about the direction of the country. According to them, confidence in the government and elections has declined over the past 10 years, as exemplified by the #EndSARS movement that gained traction in 2020 to protest security forces abuses. In addition, insecurity has deepened, spreading to every corner of the country. Extremists and sectarian violence continues to spread. Banditry and criminality are endemic. Separatist elements are gaining traction, and informal security forces are proliferating. This intensifying violence takes place against the backdrop of increasing religious and regional division permeating the political discourse. If the 2023 polls fail to improve upon past elections, Nigerians may lose faith in the ability of democracy to deliver, the organization warned. They called on the government to allocate the remaining funding to INEC, saying this could ensure the completion of procurement processes, training and deployment of necessary staff and materials. According to them, INEC should extend the period for voter registration to capitalize on incitement from the Osun and Ekiti elections and the nomination of final presidential and vice presidential candidates. The court should be allocated sufficient funds to ensure members of election tribunals have the necessary resources for training, transportation, and security. INEC and security forces should anticipate and plan for areas where violence may be used to suppress votes and change outcomes. The government should formally address the role that informal security outfits such as Amotekun and Ibibagu may play in the lead up to and during elections. The government should resolve the academic staff union of university strike. This is critical for security, as young people unable to study could be easily recruited into cults, gangs, or other groups that could contribute to electoral violence, they added. Well, I think the first thing I really want to talk about, or I just, that's really make me uncomfortable is this, when mentioning Amotekun and Ibubagi. If you're talking about Amotekun, yes, you know that those ones are very, they are up to the task. They've been doing their own part. But this Ebubagu, I have never seen that they arrested one Fulani S-men. At least Amotekun usually do that. And that's why those ones cannot be trusted. And checking the formation of those security outfits, nobody's going to be trusting them. Not even the people who are complaining, not even one Fulani S-men. But what they are always after is ESN that are always against these Fulani S-men who are causing trouble. So that's that. Well, the analysis has been given. Like they always say, a word is enough for the wise. Let's see how all of this will play out in the real sense. And there's no doubt, this third force, when you talk about Kwakwanso, leave Kwakwanso. Kwakwanso is not serious. Kwakwanso is going to, he said that he stepped down for Atiku or Tinubu. He has even said that. I think what he is trying to say, at least from the face value, is that Tinubu should take care of himself. So if Tinubu takes care of himself, already he will support him. He said in case if he cannot proceed or if he cannot succeed, he's going to support Tinubu. So we already know that. So he's not even a serious person that you think of. But the real third force is Peter Obi, that is giving all of them put together, APC or PDP, put all of them together. They are still behind Peter Obi and Labour Party, because giving them, the party and the man himself, giving them serious headache. Well, Kwakwanso is winning Kano only, but that will not prevent Atiku from getting the minimum percentage in Kano. Peter Obi will get more votes than Kwakwanso in the overall result, considering his people in the southeast, particularly the youth. The IPOP issue is another heavy blow for Peter Obi. Look at Osun election. Muslim ticket is heavily killing Tinubu. Atiku is mostly likely to emerge the new president. Well, if IPOP is a blow to Peter Obi, then Atiku will be buried and forgotten over Fulani bandits and Boko Haram issues, plus his corruption cases all over the globe. In fact, Atiku is dead on arrival for supporting the killers of Deborah. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.